We are taught to revere democracy, to celebrate it as the greatest achievement of political civilization. And when we think of its origins, our minds often drift to the radiant hills of ancient Athens. The Parthenon, noble and enduring, has become a global symbol of democratic values. World leaders pose before it, invoking the grandeur of a system believed to honor the voice of the people. But beneath the marble and myth lies a more unsettling truth. One of Athens' greatest gifts to the world, philosophy, stood in deep and painful tension with its other proud invention, democracy. The philosopher Socrates, the father of Western thought, was no enthusiastic supporter of the system that governed his city. On the contrary, he was one of its fiercest critics. In Plato's Republic, Socrates speaks to a young man named Adimantus, hoping to challenge his assumptions about democratic rule. He asks a question that still haunts us today. If a ship were setting sail, who should be in charge? Just anyone, or someone trained in the art and science of seafaring? The answer is obvious. We wouldn't trust the ship to amateurs. So why, Socrates asks, do we let just anyone choose the leaders of a nation? Voting, he insists, is not a random instinct. It is a skill, one that must be taught and cultivated. Without education, without reason, without wisdom, the vote becomes a dangerous instrument in untrained hands. To allow the uneducated to elect leaders, he warns, is like handing control of a trireme to a mob in the middle of a storm. Tragically, Socrates would experience the consequences of such blind trust firsthand. In 399 BC, at the height of his influence, he was put on trial by the democracy he questioned. The charges were flimsy, corrupting the youth, disrespecting the gods. But the deeper offense was philosophical. He had challenged the very foundations of the system. A jury of 500 citizens weighed his fate, and by a slim margin, they condemned him to death. He drank hemlock, alone, his disciples weeping at his side. For many thinkers, this moment is as devastating as the crucifixion of Christ, a martyrdom, not of faith, but of reason. Yet Socrates was no simple elitist. He didn't believe that only the wealthy or powerful should vote. His vision was more tender and more tragic. He believed that only those who had wrestled honestly with truth and studied the complexities of governance should help shape a nation's destiny. Not because they were better by birth, but because they had trained their minds the way a captain trains to command the sea. We have forgotten his distinction between democracy by birthright and democracy by wisdom. In forgetting, we open the door to something the Greeks feared above all, demagoguery. Ancient Athens knew this danger well. The name Alcibiades still lingers like a warning. He was wealthy, magnetic, persuasive, and utterly destructive. His charm and promises led Athens into disaster in Sicily, all because he told people what they wanted to hear. Socrates had seen it before. He warned of such men, and of the people's longing to be seduced. To make his point, Socrates asked us to imagine an election between a doctor and a sweet shop owner. The sweet shop owner speaks first. This man hurts you. He gives you bitter potions. He tells you not to eat or drink as you please. I, on the other hand, offer feasts and pleasure. I'll give you all the sweet things you desire. The doctor replies, yes, I cause discomfort. I restrict you, but only to heal you. But the crowd roars with laughter, boos him down. They don't want the truth. They want dessert. Socrates knew how easily we choose the lie that pleases us over the truth that saves us. We like to believe democracy is always good. But that belief, Socrates reminds us, is dangerously naive. Democracy is not inherently wise. It is only as wise as the people who vote. Without education, without a thoughtful electorate, democracy decays. It falls into illusion, into noise, into showmanship. And so, over centuries, we have elected many sweet shop owners, and tragically, very few doctors. Let us not forget the lesson of Socrates. Democracy is not a gift we are born with. It is a duty we must earn through wisdom, thought, and care. Only then does it serve the people. Only then is it worthy of its promise.